that you are here. We are going to have so much fun this morning. But before we get started, I have a question for you. Have you ever gone through a time that was hard? Maybe it was difficult or it was sad. Have you guys ever had something hard happen to you? Maybe a family member died or somebody got sick, really sick. Maybe you had to move. Maybe your parents got divorced or some family members were fighting. Hard things happen in life sometime, right? Yeah, everybody shake their head, yeah. And give a not so fun face. Give an upset face, yeah. Hard things happen. And so today we're going to be talking about why does bad things happen to us? Even though we're Christians, bad things are going to happen. And sometimes when those painful and those hard times happen, we can think things like, did I do something wrong? Are these bad things happening because I did something wrong? Are these hard things happening because God doesn't love me? Sometimes we think, man, why would God let this happen? If God is in control, if God is all powerful, if God is loving, why would he let something so bad happen? And you know what? It's okay to have those big emotions. It's okay to have those feelings. But you know what the Bible tells us? The Bible tells us that God works out everything for the good of those who love him. The Bible doesn't promise us that hard things won't happen. Even as Christians, God doesn't promise that bad things won't happen. But the Bible does say that God will work all things, the good and the bad things, out for the good of those who love him. So when those hard things come up in life, it's important that we keep following God, we keep obeying God, we keep trusting in God, we keep loving God and loving others, even when things are hard. So today, our big God story and all of our fun we're going to have this morning is going to help us explore how we can be faithful in following God even during the hard times. Because some of you may have experienced hard times before, and if you haven't experienced hard times yet, doesn't mean you won't at some point. So it's important for us to remember that we need to follow God even during the hard times. But before we go more into our lesson, we need to make sure that we are all following our Central Kids expectations, our respect expectations. So as the video comes on, I want you to shout out our Central Kids expectations. Ready to have some fun? Make some noise if you're ready to have some fun. I just remembered, I have not been in Central Kids for a lot of weeks, so you may be like, who is that girl on the stage? I'm Miss Morgan, and I'm so excited to be back with you guys. Yay! I'm so happy, and I'm so happy that I get to worship with you guys this morning. So everybody stand up on your feet, and worship helpers, leaders, come up and find your spots. And as this song starts, I want you to just get come find your spot. As the song starts, I want you guys to get ready because we are about to worship God with all that we've got. Are you guys ready? Are you going to sing super loud? Are you going to do all the motions? Okay, let's do it.
is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Your light is burning through the shadows. I see the truth, there is nothing to fear. Your word, your way, your promise everlasting. Over and over, I see your hand. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Your name, a tower in the battle. You are here, we have nothing to fear. Your voice, my river in the desert. Over and over, I see your hand. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own.
Yeah, where the love at? Picture these words, that's a Snapchat. Boomerang with the praise in the right back. Man, we hide in the sky, no turn back. If it be our last night, leave it all here. No fear, be clear, this is your year. Let go of anything that isn't God steered. Visine with a dream, and it's so clear. Yeah, so clear. And you know wherever you go, I'ma stick close, they gon' think we a duo. Bond so tight, hug it out like a sumo. And I never think twice, you the boss of my life, no, you go. And this world not down with us. They can try to limit faith, but it's down to us. Man, love so deep, not a game to us. When the blessing comes down, man, the praise go up, yeah.
Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. Higher than the sky, your love is deeper than the sea. Your grace is washing over me and calling me your own, your own. We are your own. When I'm in the roughest water, I won't go under, I won't drown. And when I'm in over my head, I know that you won't let me down. And when I'm broken and down to nothing, I know that you are always up to something good. I know that you are always up to something good. You'll make a way, whatever it takes. There's nothing you
Jesus, we thank you for how you love us. You are so faithful to us, and that you're always here with us, and we know that you go before us in every way. God, I pray that you would help us focus today. I pray that you would help us lean into what you want to say to us today. In Jesus' name, amen. You can go to your spots. Find your spots. Perfect. Okay, friends, do we know what time it is? Anybody? Raise your hand if you know what we're doing right now. What are we doing right now?
Remember verse.
No. I love the remember verse, but that's next. What are we doing right now? Oh, no wonder. Central Point, you're right. You were just reading the screen, weren't you? Man. God honors the faithful. That's what we're talking about. And that's what we just sang about a little bit too. So, this is what we're going to try and practice today. So we're going to remember and talk about it a little bit, okay? God honors the faithful. Like Miss Hannah was talking about earlier, life can be hard. Even at your age, when you're older, it can be hard. Things can happen where you move and you leave all your friends, or maybe your parents are divorced, or it can be hard and it can be hurtful sometimes, but God honors the faithful. So, when we commit to be a part of God's family, things aren't always easy or perfect, and a lot can go wrong in our lives. But what we do have, as we learned last week, is God's presence. He is always with us, and when we leave our trust in Him and remain faithful, we can trust that whether here or on earth or in heaven, we will get the reward of God's honor. God honors the faithful if we trust in Him, okay? So I would like all the boys and girls in the room to stand on their feet. And we're going to practice and put some motions with this before we go a little further in explaining it. So let's do God. And then I want you to all make a crown on your head. Honors. And then we're going to do faithful, like you're running. Because sometimes it takes some faith to keep running the race, right? And we're going to talk about that a little bit later. It's keeping faithful and doing what God asks us to do. So we're going to keep doing that in a little bit. But first, we live in a sinful world, right? And sometimes our choices or the choices of those around us have consequences or punishments. But during difficult times, we must choose to obey God and what He has for us. That is what remaining faithful is, and God honors that. Our faithfulness to God brings about His honor. He has made promises in the Bible about how everything will come together for His family, for Christians. And while we might struggle here, we have the guarantee that God is with us and things will work out according to His plan. Because raise your hand if you know God has a plan for your life. God has a plan for every one of your lives. He loves you so much, and He wants you to remain faithful, and He will honor that, okay? So, as we practiced earlier, have the girls stand up, and we're going to practice that Central Point with motions, and you're going to try and say it really loud, okay? Can y'all say it really loud? Can you? Do you think like we can make sure like Pastor Jim and your parents hear it in the service? Do you think we can do that? Should we try? Okay. And make sure you do motions with it too, okay? And we're going to have a little contest. And Miss Morgan is going to be the judge of who wins today. Ooh. Okay. Girls, go in 3, 2, 1. Good job, friends. That was pretty loud. Yeah? Okay, boys, it's your turn. You have to do the motions too, right? Okay. Ready, set, go. What do we think, Miss Morgan? One more time, she says. Okay, boys, stand up again. Let's go one more time, boys, in 3, 2, 1. Girls, stand to your feet. Girls, do you think you can be louder than all these boys? Okay. 3, 2, 1. What do we think? The girls got this one. Boys won last week. Okay. Now we're going to practice. We're going to practice how to say it, but we're going to say it in some silly voices, okay? Central. There we go. So we're going to practice saying it, but you're going to say it like you're Miss Hannah. We're going to all say it like Miss Hannah says it, okay? What do you think she sounds like? So stand up, and we're going to pretend that we're going to say it like Miss Hannah, okay, Miss Pastor Hannah? 3, 2, 1. Miss Hannah, do you think they sounded like you? Yeah, kind of squeaky. And now we're going to say it. You're going to pretend to be your favorite animal. And you are going to say it like you think your animal would say it and make your animal sounds, but saying God honors the faithful, okay? So, and you got to pretend to be your animal too. I want to see what you are. Okay, so everybody stand up again. And you're going to be your favorite animal. And we're going to say it in 3, 2, 1. You guys are some cool animals. Okay, do you guys think you have it in your brains? Do you think you have God honors the faithful? Okay. We're going to practice it more later today, so you need to have it in your brains. Keep it right at the front because we're going to keep talking about it. And it's something so important to remember. And we're going to talk about a little bit more about what that actually means, that God honors the faithful.
Oh, yeah. Who's excited to be in Central Kids today? I love that Central Point. I think it's a really good one. And I think I want to hear you say it a couple more times. I want you to get it like super down this morning so that when your parents come and pick you up and they're like, hey, what do you guys learn today in Central Kids? You can be like, God honors the faithful, okay? You're going to get it that good in your brain. So everybody stand back up. Stand back up. I don't see everybody standing up. Okay, well, I just want you to participate. Stand up. Okay, so let's turn and face that wall. And say, don't forget to do the motions. On the count of 3, we're going to say it. 1, 2, 3. God honors the faithful. Super good. Okay, now let's turn to the back wall. All the way back there. On the count of 3, I want you to say it even louder than that. Ready? 1, 2, 3. God honors the faithful. Pretty good. Pretty good. Oh, I guess we're done. Is that it? That's all you got in you for now? Okay. That's okay. You guys can sit back down. Everybody sit down. Find your spot. Sit down. Maverick. Sit down, buddy. There you go. Okay. Well, I just want you all to know I'm so happy to be in Central Kids with you this morning. I wonder what other friends might show up and hang out with us. Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, you're
You're
Pastor
here.
Hannah. You're Miss Morgan.
Yes, I'm here, and you are here, and you look really out of breath. Are you okay?
Well, I think I'm in first place.
In first place? What, are you running a race or something?
I'm in a race with Flavia. She got distracted by some mice back there, and Lenny, he stopped to tie his shoe. I think I'm gonna win.
Why are you running in a race?
Well, I heard that our Remember verse was about winning and racing.
Oh, okay.
And so I called some friends, and I put on my running shoes, and I started running.
Okay, you're right, kind of. We are talking about running in a race, but it's not that kind of race.
But I've been running so far. You're gonna have to explain this to me.
Okay, I'll explain this to you. So we're talking about running in a race, but it's not like that kind of race. It's the race of life that we run as Christians, because sometimes it can be hard to follow God every day, but we have to keep running and keep doing the right thing.
But the verse, it says something about running. Oh, and it says something about fighting. I can get my boxing gloves out.
Yep, no, running and fighting, but again, not that kind of fight. We're talking about how we fight our battles in life, no matter what they may be, by following Christ and with his word and doing the right thing every day.
So we fight through the race of life.
Yep.
By being a good Christian and obeying God?
That's exactly right. So we're going to be talking about a guy from the Bible. His name is Job. Can you say Job? Job was a really great guy, but he went through some very bad, tough times in his life. And he stayed faithful. He did the right thing over and over again, even when he was having the worst day ever. He still followed God, and because of that, God blessed him, and he gave him blessings.
So kind of like prizes. Yeah, prizes!
Yeah, a little bit like prizes, but again, we're not promised that we'll get prizes like Job did. The only thing we're promised is that we get an eternity in heaven with Jesus when we die.
Oh, well, I guess that sounds better than any medal at the end of this
much better,
race.
for sure.
I want to fight the good fight. I think I'm ready to learn about this month's new Remember verse.
Oh, yeah? Okay. Are you guys ready to learn about the Remember verse? All right. Well, we are going to watch a really cool video that's going to teach us our Remember verse and some motions. So pay close attention so we can learn our Remember verse.
It's Jensen and Kaylee, and we're here to work on our Megaverse. Let's go. 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, and I have kept the faith. That was amazing, guys. Let's do it one more time. 2 Timothy 4:7. I have fought the good fight, I have finished the race, I have kept the faith. Amazing job, guys. You're doing awesome.
I think I'm going to need to finish this race that I'm in strong, but even more importantly than this race with Lenny and Flavia, which I'm totally going to win.
Oh, yeah.
But I gotta finish this race with God even better.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so you go finish that race. Don't let them beat you. We'll see you later. Run the good fight, okay?
Okay. I think I hear some wings coming. I need to go.
Okay,
Bye.
go.
Bye.
Bye. All right, are you guys ready to practice that Remember verse? We learned some good motions, so stand up on your feet. We're going to do it all together. All right, ready? I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Good job. Oh, yes, 2 Timothy 4:7. Great job. Should we do it one more time? Okay, let's do it one more time. Everybody stand back up. I want you to say it as loud as you can. Okay, ready? I have fought the fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. 2 Timothy 4:7. Nice. Okay, you guys can have a seat, and we'll get on with our service.
All right, friends. So today we're talking about how hard things in life may come up, but that we need to keep following God even through those hard things. But first, it's important for us to think of some examples of those hard things. So I need you to close your eyes. We're all going to close our eyes. Close our eyes. Close your eyes. And close your eyes. I don't see everybody's eyes closed. Close your eyes. And I want you to think of an example of what is something hard that you have faced in life, or maybe what's something hard that one of your friends have faced. Maybe you have lost somebody that you loved because they got sick and they died, or maybe you thought of a hard time that one of your friends at school experienced. Maybe their parents got divorced, or they had to move away. When you can think of an example of what something hard in life would be, give me a thumbs down, because it's not fun. All right, you can open your eyes. So I have a fun little lesson for us. So I have a gallon bag full of water, and then I have some sharp pencils. All right, so this Ziploc bag represents those hard times or those struggles, those painful things, those sad things that we may experience in life. All of those things that you thought of earlier when I had you close your eyes, that's what this bag represents. It represents hurt in our hearts. It represents things that make us sad and upset. All right, now here we have a pencil. And this pencil is going to represent us. All right? So we have the bag that represents hard things in life, and we have our pencil that represents us. Now, we know that God loves us, right? We know that during hard times that God is with us. We know that God is going to take care of us. But sometimes do we always feel that? Whenever times are hard, do we always feel like God loves us and is going to take care of us? Sometimes it's hard, and so we have to have faith in that trust that God would take us through. So whenever we go, all right, this is a hard time, this is a time that's upsetting, I need to keep following God even though this season's hard. Even though I lost somebody I loved. Even though my parents are getting a divorce. Even though kids at school aren't always the nicest to me. I'm going to keep obeying God, and I'm going to keep following God, because if I keep following God, He's going to see me through this hard time. Are you guys ready? See, when we continue to follow God and we continue to obey God, even during those hard times, God's going to see us through it, and He's going to take care of us. And just like our worship song said this morning, God's going to work all things out for the good, but we have to be faithful in doing what we're supposed to, even whenever it's hard. Even when we don't feel like it, we have to keep obeying God and following His plan. So, everybody, I want you to close your eyes again. I want you to close your eyes again. And earlier you thought of something hard in life that comes up. Maybe it's something hard that you experienced or your friends that experienced. Now I want you to think of, even during that hard time, how can you follow God? Is it during that hard time you need to pray and read your Bible more? Is it you need to spend more time in worship? Is it that you need to be obedient in your actions and do things that you're supposed to? If you say, I want to follow God, I want to be faithful to God, even when it's hard, I want you to give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up. All right, well, friends, we have been exploring our central point, and we're about to discover our big God story. But before we discover our big God story, let's go over our central point one more time. I need you to do the motions with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3. The faithful. All right, one more time. Ready? God honors the faithful. All right, Miss Sarah, we are ready for our big God story.
I'm so excited for our big God story. Last week was one of my favorites about Queen Esther and how God was with her. But this week we're gonna go to talking about Job. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of Job in the Bible. Raise your hand. We're gonna talk about Job. It's pretty cool. But first, I need a helper, a male man or a male woman, to help me look in the mail to see what we're gonna be talking about. Friend, would you like to help me? Okay, can you tell everybody your name?
Ella.
Ella. Our friend Ella is going to help. Ella, this is how we do it. You're going to have the bag. You got to put it around you. And then we're going to go look what's back there. But you can't let anybody see. So once you see it, you got to put it in your bag. And then you have to explain, not saying the word of what it is. So you got to use keywords. Put it in your bag. Ella, what are some clues that you can give our friends? Like, where do you use this? How do you use this? Do you know any clues?
On scabs.
On scabs. What? Do we have another clue?
It's supposed to be sticky.
And it's sticky sometimes. Where do we use it sometimes? Do we use it at, like, maybe the doctor's office?
Yes.
Yeah? We can use it lots of different places. What do we think it is? Raise your hand if you think you know. Severin, what do you think it is?
A Band-Aid.
It's a Band-Aid. Is that what it is, Miss Ella? It is a bandage. This is what it looks like, but we're talking about a bandage or a Band-Aid. Either one works. Sometimes you wrap it around when you have a wound, right, and you get hurt and you got to go heal, right? It's perfect. Okay, can everybody give Miss Ella a round of applause for helping us today? She was so good at giving clues. Okay, we're going to put this mailbox bag back. Thank you so much. You can find a seat. So, we're going to talk about what Band-Aids do for a second. Band-Aids are useful for sores. You put them on sores, and that allows them to heal and be protected, right? So we're going to learn how, even though bad things happen in life, God is there to bandage our wounds and help us heal. When we turn to Him with our struggles and faith, He honors our faith with His presence, sometimes peace, and forgiveness. So Job was a great man of God, and God knew that He would be loyal to him no matter what. So God honored Job's faithfulness in His own way for Job's time. God honors our faithfulness in many different ways, but we need to always remember that serving Him is never a waste of time or worthless. It's the most important thing we can do as a part of God's family. So we're going to keep looking at what Job, like his story and what he did and how he honored and was faithful to God and how God honored that. So we're going to watch that in a video, and we're going to learn about it through that. So is everybody going to be quiet and watch the screen? Thumbs up if you will be. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Old Testament heroes. Job, God gives and takes away. Today's verse is Job 1:21b. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
Job is a righteous man. He does what's right, and God has blessed him. He has 10 kids, 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 pair of oxen, donkeys, servants, you name it, he's got it. He loves God and follows God's rules. Then suddenly we find ourselves at a meeting called by God.
In heaven?
It doesn't say. Maybe. But guess who shows up at the meeting?
Abraham Lincoln?
Nope. Satan. And God says, look at Job. He respects me and does what's right. And Satan says, he only respects you because you've blessed him. Take away his stuff and he'll curse you to your face. Scene change, back to Job. A bunch of bandits come and take all the oxen and donkeys. Then fire comes from the sky and burns up all the sheep. Then more bandits come and take the camels. Then a windstorm knocks down the house where his kids were, and they all die.
Oh no, what did he do?
Well, he was really sad. He ripped his robes and sat down in the dirt. But then he said, the Lord gave me all that stuff, and he can take it away. Blessed is the name of the Lord.
That's quite an impressive response.
Yes, it is. Job was going to respect God no matter what.
Scene change. Another meeting in heaven or wherever. Satan says, okay, but he's still healthy. Take away his good health and then he'll curse you to your face. So back to Job, who suddenly finds himself covered with sores from head to foot. They really hurt, and Job is miserable. Job's wife comes by, takes one look at him, and says, you should just curse God and die.
That's not a very nice thing to say to your husband. Curse God and die?
No, it wasn't. It looks like the accuser is right, that we only respect God when he gives us what we want. But Job says his wife is speaking foolishly, and he won't curse God. Then 3 friends show up who've heard about Job's terrible state. They sit quietly with him for 7 days. Then they start talking. Obviously, these terrible things have happened to you because you've done something terrible. Tell us what you've done. But Job says, I've been good. I've been following God. And the friends get a little cranky and say, bad things are punishment. If you want your stuff back, you need to stop being bad. And Job gets a little cranky and says, I told you I've been good. I don't know why God let these bad things happen to me. And Job's friends get even more cranky and say, not only have you done terrible things, but you are proud and won't admit it. You deserve all these terrible things. And Job gets mad and says, you are terrible friends saying I've done terrible things. God, why don't you defend me? It's not fair. And as they're arguing, a whirlwind shows up.
What's a whirlwind?
It's like a small tornado.
Oh, interesting.
And a voice comes out of the whirlwind, and the voice belongs to
Abraham Lincoln.
What's the thing with Abraham Lincoln today?
Best president we ever had.
Sorry for the interruption.
The voice belongs to God.
Does he explain why everything bad happened? About the meetings in heaven? Or wherever?
No, he doesn't. He says, who's asking questions about whether I'm doing the right thing or not? Like I have no wisdom? Like I don't know about justice? I created the world. I control the seas. I rule over all of creation with wisdom that you cannot always understand. Do you know everything that's going on right now to say that I'm being unfair?
What did Job do?
He put his hand over his mouth. He knew he had spoken of things he did not understand. He realized that God was just and wise and could be trusted, even when bad things happened. Then God turned to the so-called friends and told them they were wrong. Terrible things happening to Job did not mean Job had done terrible things. There's more going on than we can see. And God restored Job's health and gave him more kids and more camels, sheep, oxen, and donkeys than he'd ever had before. And Job kept on trusting God and being faithful to him, even when life was hard to understand.
Let's review today's verse. Job 121b. The Lord gave, and the Lord has taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord.
All right,
Let's
friends.
talk.
So, in our big God story, did Job do anything that deserved him of having to go through all those hard times? No. So, but did Job continue to follow God and stay faithful to God even during all that hard times?
Yeah, even whenever his wife and his friends were saying, oh, you should stop following God, and was telling him to curse God, Job didn't do it, did he? He kept following God. And because Job was faithful and kept following God, was God with him? Did God work things out for Job? Yeah. So sometimes in life, it's hard, but bad things happen. Sometimes they happen because of our actions. Our actions do have consequences. So sometimes bad things happen because of our sin. Sometimes bad things happen to us because of other people's sin. And sometimes bad things happen and we aren't going to know why. Whenever Adam and Eve were in the garden and they decided to disobey God, when they decided to eat of the fruit that God told them not to, and they did it anyway, when they did what they wanted to and disobeyed God, sin entered the world. And when sin entered the world, then bad things are going to happen. But we can know that even during those hard times, that God is with us, God's going to take care of us, and he's going to work it all out for good. Whether we get blessed here on earth or we get blessed eternally in heaven, God's going to work it out for the good. But it doesn't mean it's fun. Going through those difficult times is hard, and it's okay to say, God, this is hard. This stinks. I'm sad. I'm frustrated. I'm mad. It's okay to tell God that what's going on in your life is hard, because you can then ask God to help you get through it. You can ask God to help you follow him and obey him even when it's hard. And you can thank God for being with you even when it's hard. So for our worship response today, we're going to do something. Can you put up those 4 steps, Mr. Micah? So for the object lesson earlier, these baggies represented hard things in life, right? Yeah. So whenever I say, you're going to come up and you're going to grab a Ziploc bag and you're going to grab a marker. And so the first thing you're going to do is you're going to draw on the bag maybe some hard things that you're facing in your life, or maybe some hard things that your friends or your family are facing that you need God's help with. Can anybody think of something that they would write on their bag? If you can think of something that you would write on your bag, give me a thumbs up. Yeah. And if you can't think of anything yet, that's okay. So you're going to grab a bag, you're going to write down or draw a picture of something hard that you're facing right now. And then after you draw and write that down on your bag, step 2 is you're going to thank God for loving you and taking care of you even during that hard time. So step 1, you grab your bag and you write or draw what's hard on your bag. Then you're going to thank God for loving you and taking care of you. Then step 3, everybody give me a number 3. You're going to ask God to help you follow him during those hard times. So everybody give me a number 1. Step 1, you're going to grab your bag. You're going to draw or write those hard things on your bag. Step 2, you're going to worship God. You're going to thank God for loving you and taking care of you. Step 3, give me a 3. You're going to ask God to help you follow him and obey him even when it's hard. And then everybody give me a number 4. Number 4. Then you're going to ask God to help make that hard situation better. Ask God to help with that hard situation. So we're going to turn on some soft worship music. I need everybody to close your eyes. Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Blow it out. Remember, when we spend this time in worship and in prayer, are we spending time with our buddies? No, who's getting our focus? God. So you're going to come grab a baggie and a marker when I say, and I want you to find a spot where you can focus. a spot where you can spend time with a God who loves you more than you will ever know, who wants to take care of you and help you during that hard time. So we are going to, I'm going to dismiss you by where you're sitting, and you're going to come grab a baggie and a marker, and I want you to go find a place to go through these worship and prayer steps. Okay, everybody close your eyes again. Think about what this time is for. What are you doing during this time? Take a big deep breath in through your nose. Breathe out through your mouth. If you are on this side of the room, I want you to quietly come up and grab a bag and find a spot where you can spend time with God. It can be up here at the front. It can be back at your seats. All right. If you are on this side of the room, I want you to quietly come to the front, grab your worship and prayer response supplies, and find a spot. I'm going to give you a few minutes to find a spot, and then we're going to need to quiet down.